Across the world, access to the internet is changing the lives of people. In a remote village in Panama, a young man rides a horse for 2 to 3 hours one way to the closest internet cafe, where he can submit his work for a distance learning master's degree. 2,265 miles away at the Apple Fifth Avenue store, a group of homeless youth use the computers to apply for jobs, schedule interviews, and search for shelter. From coast to coast, the internet is playing an increasingly important role in the lives of millions. It has helped to spark massive protests and political uprisings in oppressed nations. It has provided a platform to expose government corruption and secrets. It has spread messages of social change from coast to coast, and it has informed the world of the events that aren't broadcasted or published in traditional mainstream media. But that freedom is being threatened every day as governments scramble to control the uncountable servers that make up our internet. In the Middle Ages, the printing of written material and information was a very cumbersome process. Because it was so difficult, books were extremely expensive and thus only available to the rich and powerful. In 1445, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press, and for the first time, books and information were made available to the masses. Suddenly, the middle class was able to afford books, and books were being printed in the languages they understood, rather than just in Latin. Thus dawned the Renaissance, a golden age of artistic, cultural, and intellectual thought and production. During this time period, great contributions were made to everything from music, to astronomy, to poetry, to philosophy. The internet can be considered a modern version of the printing press. It has allowed people all over the world to access content they would have never known otherwise. They can expand their range of experience by browsing websites and forums that people all over the world contribute to. With knowledge gained from exposure, people from every corner of the world can change their lives and their communities and contribute to the global conversation happening online. Unfortunately, governments everywhere are trying to restrict access to the internet. Extreme cost of data and little access to high-speed internet keeps many people in the developing world in the dark and allows them to remain under control of their governments. It limits their already limited freedom of expression and excludes them from a growing global community, putting them further away from development. Corelab, a social change workshop dedicated to strengthening development initiatives, teamed up with Oxfam Australia to find out all the necessary aspects that go into creating change. Titled 9 Ways to Change the World, the study was conducted by Corelab's research director, May Miller-Dawkins, who says internet freedom enhances and amplifies the ability to create social change. Take social mobilization, for example. Theory number 6. One of the aspects of creating change in a particular country is people taking action individually or collectively, both online and offline, to influence public policies and practices. Recent examples of social mobilization happen more online than off. Some of the only reports the West is receiving from conflicts in Syria and Turkey are coming from social media websites such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Citizen journalists are providing a first-hand account of what is happening in their home countries. They share with millions an unadulterated look into an event and allow the rest of the world to make their opinions based on what they watched. On the day of a massive protest in Istanbul, CNN Turk played a 3-part documentary on penguins. Theories 1 and 2, charity and market-based aid, are simple theories centering on goods or money that alleviate suffering, charity, and grants or loans for projects, market-based aid. A study done by the Chronicle of Philanthropy found online gifts to nonprofits rose 14% between 2011 and 2012. Similarly, Miller-Dawkins says grants for social projects are happening exclusively online, on platforms such as microfund lender Kiva. These projects give autonomy to individuals in developing countries to develop their own concepts and businesses to create a sustainable living. Global citizenship, Theory 5, is the idea that through education, volunteering, or experience, people develop a sense of global citizenship that can influence their attitudes and actions. The Institute for International Education cites 1.4% of American students study abroad. This means approximately 98.6% of American students cannot achieve global citizenship through experience from study abroad or volunteering. If students aren't learning about other cultures in school, which unfortunately is often the case, young adults can get this information through global forums such as Reddit and the comment sections of YouTube. In what can be considered the only comprehensive guide to changing the world, the fact that internet freedom is crucial to all of the theories of change enhances the role internet access plays in development. The internet is intertwined in all of the theories of change. It provides a space for donors to volunteer time or lend money, theories 1 and 2. It serves as a framework for people around the world to cooperate and confront common problems through global public forums, theory 3, mutual cooperation. It calls people to change their behavior and instructs them on how to do that, theory 4, behavior change. It educates people about different cultures through open source content so they may develop a sense of global citizenship, theory 5. It provides an open and free space where people can mobilize in the name of a particular issue, theory 6, social mobilization. It is the only universal communication system and the farthest reaching channel to expose government corruption and corporation scrutiny, theory 7, monetary democracy. It allows leaders to rise up in the name of a particular issue and engage people across the world on their particular quest, theory 8, leadership. And it allows meta-movements to communicate and learn from each other's strategies while also perpetuating the meta-movement itself through online exposure, theory 9, meta-movements. The United Nations tried to end global poverty by 2015 with a set of Millennium Development Goals. Anyone with access to a newspaper or a computer is well aware that the world is very far from reaching that goal. In determining the post-sustainability goals, the United Nations must take into account the role internet is playing across the world. After falling so far from their 2015 projections, it is time analysts believe in internet as the one ingredient missing in the secret sauce of global development.